Could you give me something that I can visualize what the flow of source energy is?
You want something visual rather than something that you can feel?
Either way.
Well, we'll find as many ways of describing it as we can. It's a very big question that you ask because source energy is in everything. And so this could be a very long answer. Let's play with this just a little bit because we think approaching it in this way will satisfy all parts of your question, and we also think that it will help break loose the blockage or resistance that is at the heart of your question. Our friend earlier described a sort of tension, headache. He was experiencing the feeling of flow of source energy. He just wasn't quite up to speed with it. So, source energy feels like passion or depression, depending upon what you're doing with it. The flow of source energy and you being in the flow of it feels like eagerness and enthusiasm and excitement and love and joy and freedom and expansion. In other words, it feels like breathing fresh air. It would feel like that feeling of well-being. When you're looking for a visual, envision a very strong, wide, steady, always full river that no matter what happens with the weather and no matter what happens upstream and no matter what happens downstream, that river just flows. It's just dependable. It's always flowing. It's measurable. And then envision getting in it and flowing with it and feeling the ease of that. And envision using it to take you to where you want to go. And envision it flowing anywhere you turn your attention. Or turn your boat upstream and get a motor strong enough. Jerry and Esther went to Niagara Falls a few years ago. And Esther found it a little unsettling when they announced that the only reason that the falls weren't sucking them in was because they had strong motors on the boat. And Esther could feel how powerfully the motors were churning. In other words, she could feel how much resistance there was. In other words, she could feel that that stream wanted to take them. And the only reason it wasn't was because their boat was working very hard, you see. And so maybe that's a good vision of what the stream is. Did your question want to specify something more? In other words, do you want to talk about what it's like to be in the flow of the stream of source? What's at the heart of your question?
I think I understand the flow, but I just don't have the handle on it to use it.
Well, that's really why we're talking as we are today, because there are a lot of people that are standing as you are standing, where you know you've identified desires, you can feel that you've not quite clicked into them. You've listened to us and others long enough to recognize that if you were really in sync with your desire and with the stream of well-being, that you'd be living it relative to the things that are most important to you. And so it's really a matter of just softly and gently releasing the resistance that is keeping you from it. Because the thing that we most want you to hear is that it is the most natural thing in the world for you to be moving with the flow. It is the most natural thing in the world for you to feel the rhythm of well-being. It is the most natural thing for doors to open and for things to work for you and for people to be kind and for what you need to be there and for the ideas to flow and for the feeling of exhilaration to be there and for the new idea to call you and the feeling of security to be there as you go. It's the most natural feeling in the world to trust and feel secure and love. And anything that doesn't feel like that, that's sort of resistant in nature, is just a practice of a thought that's sort of holding you out of that stream. And so the thing that we've been hammering at for years as we've been interacting with people like you is well-being flows. You just have to let yourself go with it. And we even came so far as to say, you've just got to stop doing that thing you do that doesn't let you do it. And that when you are doing the thing that keeps you out of the flow, that it always feels like negative emotion. And so that's why we're now encouraging you to practice things that induce or bring forth within you positive emotion. That's the key.
Can you speak a little more about time?
There isn't time for that.
I have several desires that seem to take time physically to do.
Yes.
I play the piano, I
Yes.
write songs, I write children's books,
Yes.
I want to get physical exercise.
Yes.
And I'm always juggling time. And if I'm doing one, I'm feeling, oh, you should be doing the other. And
Well, there are a number of things that we want to give you. First, we want to address the most significant thing that you've presented to us here, and that is, if in this moment in time, where all of your power is, in this moment in which you are focused, if you are taking pleasure from playing the piano, and if you really are absorbed and involved in the pleasure of that, then it's irrelevant what other pleasurable things you might be doing in the same time, because any of them you would be choosing for the pleasure that you're already getting anyway. You're following? In other words,
Yes.
If you're taking pleasure from your art, you're taking pleasure, and this moment is working. If you're taking pleasure from your music, this moment is working. And so you don't have to do all of those things. The reason that you like the variety is because, as someone said, it gets boring. In other words, the singular process is boring, or can be. And so that's why you like the variety of all of it. Every now and again, Esther will be enjoying something so much, and then there's something else that she feels like she should be doing, and we say to her, if you are enjoying what you are doing, then there is nothing else you should be doing. Because there is nothing more important than mining the environment and the arena of focus for the purpose of the life-giving properties that it has to give you as the nuggets that you are refining. You're following?
yes,
Now, when you get feeling that there isn't enough time, assuming that you agree with what we just gave you, that as you are taking pleasure from your moment, it's the best use of time that you could possibly offer.
Yes.
But what we notice with so many of you is you try to, through your action, do things that you would be better to do with your vibration. For example, the tool to regain huge amounts of time is spending some time in joyful virtual realities that line you up and put you in a place of receiving what you've been asking for. And what we mean by that is, you could be having some frustrating experiences where you say, I need more time, I need more time, I need more time, I need to get this done, and I need to get this done, and I need to get this done. And the universe is attempting to help you, but what's activated within you is, I don't have enough time, I don't have enough time, I can't get it all done. So even though you certainly could, and even though there's all kinds of help that would assist you, you're not letting yourself line up with it. So you rendezvous with every red light, and you get behind the car that's stalled, and when you turn down the street, it's the one under construction, and then you follow somebody else that's just had an accident, and it seems like the harder you go, the behinder you get, because you're not in vibrational harmony with ease and with well-being. And so if you'll take a little bit of your time and just find a good feeling snatch and a good feeling snatch and a good feeling snatch, so that you're then in alignment with efficiency, you're in alignment with people who know what they're doing, you're in alignment with clarity, you're in alignment with your own agility and your own focus. Don't you ever get into this place where it seems like you just do one bumbling thing after another that takes time to go back and fix? And you say, there's not enough time. And we say, when you get into that vibration, there's not enough time in the world because you're just eating it up. It's sort of like being in an eternal circle. Jerry teases Esther, well, we can always make another U-turn. They have a Magellan contraption on their vehicle that is a global positioning satellite that guides them. And they just got a new update for it. And Esther says it's nuts out of its mind because Magellan, Esther calls it she because it's a woman voice. They'll be driving down the freeway and it will say, take the next exit. So they'll take the exit. They only did it twice. They'll take the exit, and it will take them down a street, and then it will say, when possible, make a legal U-turn. So then, which is not an easy thing in a 40-foot rig towing a car behind. So they find a place to turn around. They come back down the same road. They get back on the freeway, and then they're back on track. So now they'll be driving down the interstate, and it will come to a crossroad, and it will say, prepare to exit, and Esther will say, not on your life, you screwy girl. And then she will put it into the view mode, and there it is. She will see it. It's going to have her go this way. It's going to show the little U-turn. It shows her coming back on. And so as she watches the little arrows, the little pink arrows that are on the screen, she'll see it. They'll come to the intersection where it wanted them to go. They won't do it, but she'll see it going that way. Then she'll see the arrows coming back this way. Then she'll see it going this way. And so Esther just ignores it and goes the way she knows to go. And then she'll say, oh, good, 5 miles just came off our thing. In other words, and so what we're getting at here is that sometimes you do that to yourselves. In other words, you go 5 miles that way and 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 5 miles that way, and you say, how come I'm not getting that way? You feel like you're spinning your wheels. And so the remedy is just get into a good feeling place and let the universe assist you. The placemat process is the best tool that we have ever offered and that we've ever seen any of you utilize for getting time back in your experience, because it causes you to focus upon the things that you really need to do, and it allows you to identify the other things that you need and or want to do. And as you delegate them to the universe, it puts you out of that angst position where you're not letting them happen because you're no longer feeling guilty because it wasn't on your list anyway. And then you let a large majority of those things happen on their own. There are so many physical and non-physical beings who are queued up to assist you. But when you're in that vibrational pattern that says, I don't have enough time, you can't let them in. Jerry will say to Esther, sweetheart, love of my life, he tries to be gentle with her. You need to delegate. And Esther's always humorous but sincere reply is, I don't have time to delegate. And what she means is, I know how to do it, and I can do it, and it will take me a while to teach somebody else how to do it, but if she would take the time to teach someone else how to do it, then she would be free of that forever. And it's the same sort of thing that we're talking about. As you begin delegating to the universe, delegating to the universe, delegating to the universe, till you train yourself into this expectation of things going well, then you don't have those wild goose chases. Then you don't rendezvous with things that take your time. Then your life flows. And then we come back to where we began with you. What possible difference could it make how you're spending your time if in this moment of spending your time you're joyful? We haven't said it today to you, but we want to finish with it today to you by saying you cannot get it wrong, and you never get it done. And the reason that you cannot get it wrong is because you never get it done. Because even if you're standing in this place that feels sort of wrong, doesn't feel good, it's not done. And so how wrong can it be if it's not really done? Because in this wrong feeling experience, you are identifying what you would prefer, and source energy is rushing to accommodate you on that if you'll just start activating the vibration that lets that happen, you see. Very good.
Very good. Thank you.
Yes, indeed. You have something you're wanting?
The thing that always, when you say that, it always kind of throws me a little, and that is when you say you can't get it wrong, you never get it done. Well, so I've given up trying to get it done, but it seems like I want to get more of it done still anyway.
Why?
I want to get more of it done.
Why?
It makes me feel good to get as much of it done while I'm here.
But how does it make you feel when you realize that there's undone stuff?
I would like to have gotten more of it done.
So how does that feel? I
still have that feeling I want to get more done.
So when you have this feeling that you want to get more done, but you're in this feeling place, in other words, the only reason that we would ever have this discussion is if you are in the place where what's activated within you is the feeling of not being able to get enough of it done. Because you don't have that feeling when you are in the place of getting it done.
I keep getting this feeling that I'm only going to have this lifetime just like this, and I'm really enjoying this lifetime just like this. I keep getting the feeling the next lifetime won't be just like this. And it just feels like there's just so much that I want to get done that I find myself just wanting to do it. And
our question to you is, describe that feeling. Is it one of life-giving joy or sort of distracted frustration?
Gives me life.
But what is the feeling that he is describing? Is it life-giving joy or frustration? So as you're feeling the frustration, which you've activated without meaning to, how do you find a thought that feels better?
Well, the best way is it doesn't matter whether I get it done or not.
And so
just enjoy what I'm doing.
Enjoy what you're doing. Yeah. You have to take it out of the realm of practical thought and into the realm of feeling. And so our question to you is, does it feel better to be frustrated, or does it feel better to be feeling fulfilled?